Hello children, today we are going to discuss something about the most microscopic and fundamental unit, that is cell. So this is a very common topic and this is the first and foremost topic of the 8th standard. Now before I switch into the cell, let me discuss something about a science that is called as cell biology. Cell biology or cytology. Now what is this children? Actually it is the study of cell and cell organelles. Study of cell and cell organelles is called as cell biology. Now what is a cell? Cell can be defined as a structural and functional unit of living beings. Structural and functional unit of living beings. All the living beings, whether they are plants or animals, they are made up of cells only. Now let us go to the discovery or the history of the cell. Actually Robert Hooke was the first person who has discovered cell in the year 1665 in a piece of cork. Cork was a part of dead wood. So the first cell which was discovered was a dead cell. First living cell was discovered by A.V. Leeuwenhoek in the year 1674. So this was the first living cell. Now let us come to the cell theory. Cell theory. It was proposed first time by two scientists, M.J. Schleiden and T. Schwann. These two scientists have proposed the cell theory for the first time in 1839. The outcomes of this theory was a cell is the basic unit of life, and second postulate was cell does not arise de novo. De novo means spontaneous. Now this cell theory was given by Schleiden and Schwann. Now there was some manipulation done in that cell theory, and after that manipulation, that cell theory was called as a modern cell theory. Modern cell theory was proposed by these scientists only, but there was a statement which was extended by Rudolf Virchow. Now modern cell theory can also be called as cell doctrine, or it can also be called as cell principle, which states that, modern cell theory states that, first point, all organisms are made up of cell. Organisms are made of cells. Second postulate states that cells arise from pre-existing cells. And this particular statement in Greek can be written as omnis cellula, and this statement was added by a scientist named as Rudolf Virchow. The third postulate for modern cell theory was all organisms start their life from a single cell. And the fourth postulate states that multiplication of cell and their growth leads to growth of an organism. Now this was all about the cell theory. Let us come to the microscope or microscopy, we can say. Microscopy is the practice of using microscope for the study of finer details of small objects, including cells and tissues. So microscopes are the instruments consisting of lenses which magnify and resolve small objects which are visible to unaided eye for the study of their details. A microscope has more than one lens. In microscopic, the sample to be viewed is first stained with a dye and then viewed under the microscope. Staining, actually what staining does, it highlights specific regions in the cell which makes it easier for us to view its details. Some commonly used stains are which are used in the laboratories. They are safranin, methylene blue, and crystal violet. Now, first early microscope was developed by Robert Hooke in the year 1665 only. It was simple and had a combination of magnifying lenses fixed in a tube. Another simple but more powerful microscope was built by Leeuwenhoek. With the help of his microscope, Leeuwenhoek made many discoveries ahead of his time. Now, if I discuss about something about the structure of microscope, microscope which is used in schools is called as a compound microscope. It has a upper tubular part which is called as a body tube, and it has magnifying lens at both its ends. Magnifying lens at both of its ends. The upper part has a magnifying lens called as eyepiece. The upper magnifying lens is called as eyepiece, and the lower magnifying lenses are called as objectives. These are called as objectives. The object to be examined is placed on the stage under the objective. Light on the object is focused through the mirror and the object is seen through the eyepiece. If I draw a structure of a microscope, it consists of a body tube like this. There is a lens. Beneath this, it has a stage-like structure, and here it has a mirror. So this lens is called as eyepiece. These lenses are called as objectives. This is called as a stage on which the object to be seen is placed. This is a mirror through which light is focused. Nowadays, highly developed kind of microscopes are present, and these highly developed microscopes are called as electron microscope. Electron microscope is used mostly in research institutes. So this was all about the microscope. Let us discuss something about the shape of the cell. Cell shape. Now, cell shows variability with respect to their shape and size in multicellular organisms. Shape of the cell may be variable. It may be variable or it may be fixed. Variable shape can be called as a constantly changing shape, as in the case of amoeba and leukocytes. On the other hand, fixed shape can be of many shapes. This can be flattened, it can be columnar, it can be discoidal or disc shaped, it can be spherical, or it can be spindle shaped with tapering ends. It can be elongated, it can be branched. The common example for flattened shape is these type of cells are found in skin cells. Columnar cells are found in intestine. Discoidal shapes are the shape of RBC. Spherical, these are mostly the eggs of many animals. Spindle shaped, muscle cells. Elongated, that is nerve cell. And branched, these are the pigmentin cells of the skin. Now these are various shapes which are fixed according to the function the cells are performing. Now let us come to the cell size. Size of the cell can vary from smallest size, that is from 0.2 micrometer to 18 centimeters. So cells can be very much microscopic or they can be large also, which can be seen with the naked eye. Now if I talk about the smallest cell consists of a PPLO, which is also called as mycoplasma. The size of this cell is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers in size. If I talk about the largest cell is the cell of ostrich egg, and it is around 18 centimeters in diameter. If I talk about the longest cell is the nerve cell, and its size is around 90 to 100 centimeters in length. So this was all about the cell size. Let us come to the types of organism. On the basis of number of cells, organism can be categorized as unicellular, or they can be called as multicellular. Unicellular organisms are made up of single cell only, and the common example for these organisms is amoeba. Multicellular organisms are made up of many cells, numerous cells that combine to form different things. So common example for multicellular organism, all the higher plants and animals. Now let me tell you one thing, children. In case of multicellular organism, many cells or small cells, they combine to form tissue. Many tissues combine to form organ. Many organs combine to form organ system. Many organ system combine to form a complete organism. So ultimately we can say that the multicellular organisms are ultimately made up of cell. These cells together constitute tissues, many tissues together constitute organ, and many organs together constitute organ system. And many different organ systems like respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, they all together make up a complete organism. So this was all about the cellular level of organization. Thank you, children.